Previously on The Mole. The players roam the streets of Santiago in their underwear.
Bobby and I look like a walking impersonation of the number 10.
Paul continued to provoke.
That's not you playing your game?
I love you, Paul.
You are the biggest punk I have ever met.
A tempting offer was made.
I'm about to put your commitment to the test. You can grab the money, walk out of here, no questions asked.
Wow.
And Allie took the bait.
That was the smartest move ever.
But to everyone's surprise, the execution continued.
That means another one has to go.
What?
And Bobby was sent packing.
Oh. Bobby, I'm sorry. Please come get your bag.
I feel like I lost a friend.
This is just tough. I'm gonna miss these guys.
12 strangers, 10 weeks, one winner, taking home up to $500,000. But one of them is being paid to deceive the others and sabotage their missions. That person is the mole, the player that figures out who the mole is and does the best job of tracking and remembering their every move wins the money. Can you figure it out? Who is the mole?
Allie wasn't supposed to leave. Bobby was not supposed to leave tonight. I lost two people I liked. One of them, my best friend in this game.
I'm very surprised that Bobby is gone because he was my prime suspect to be the mole. Now I really got to start all over.
Bobby, God. I'm shocked. Now I really feel alone in this game. And I really can't trust anyone. He was the only one that I trusted. The only one.
The players leave the city of Santiago, Chile, cross the border, and head for the breathtaking Andes in Argentina.
Driving through the Andes is amazing. It just reminds you how insignificant you can be in this world.
Wow, that is awesome.
That is high up.
What's going to be the next mission? We're going to be doing something with the mountains. You got the high altitude, the cold weather. So it's probably going to be a lot of physical activity.
So cool! This is now the mole mascot right here, Lemonhead. Anytime that I feel I am doing something wrong, I will squirt some of this in my eye.
You know, there's only one face a lemon could have, and that's a sour face. It's pretty much how everybody feels every now and then in this game.
Stop being so sour.
And then there were 8.
Yeah.
Welcome to picturesque Argentina, players. The Andes are the longest mountain range on the planet. We're standing right now at the base of the Penitentes Resort here at 7,200 feet altitude. That's very high.
I live in San Diego. It rarely drops below 70 degrees. It was so freezing cold out there. Just standing out there would have been a mission.
The pot currently stands at $129,000.
Yeah.
Right now I need you to split up into 2 teams of 4. The selfish and the selfless.
Selfish.
Selfish.
The team I ended up on, which was a selfish team, I don't think would describe me in my everyday life. But I'm an only child, and most people, oh, you're an only child, you're so selfish. So I think it fit.
So on the selfish team, we have Victoria, Nicole, Clay, and Kristen. And the selfless, Paul, Alex, Craig, and Mark. Today's mission is called Midas Rush. And you'll be dealing with these.
Yeah.
That's right. Next to me are 200 gold bricks. And each of these bricks weigh in at 5 pounds each.
Great.
Now, for centuries, the Incas ruled this very land. That is until the Spanish conquistadors came in and took over. They would force the Incas to carry that gold right through this very pass of the Andes
out to the sea so they could, of course, get it back to Spain. Well, today's mission allows each and every one of you to see just how tough the Incas really had it. You have a total of 50 minutes to carry as many of these bricks as you can to the top of the mountain at 10,000 feet altitude. And for every brick that you carry up to the top, I'll add $250 to the pot. That means if you were to carry all the gold bricks up, this mission would be worth $50,000.
When he told me we would be carrying gold bars up the Andes Mountain, I thought he was crazy. I really did. I thought he was crazy.
All the members of each team must arrive at the very same time, together, to complete the mission. So you will only be as fast as your slowest player. There is an exemption available to the first team that makes it up to the finish line.
There's an exemption at play for the winning team, the entire team.
I really want an exemption. I think at every execution, no one is safe. So the exemption was huge.
And remember, we are at very, very high altitude up here, so pack plenty of water. Again, you have 50 minutes to complete this mission. All right, players, your mission begins now.
Kristen piles in like 8 bricks into that backpack, and I'm thinking Wonder Woman.
I have a feeling I'm only gonna be able to do 4.
If you can only do 4, do 4. I'm gonna try 5.
Don't kill yourself.
Realistically, I probably could have taken 12 bricks, but I got 5 bricks. The team that finished first would get an exemption. We don't want to do it with empty backpacks, but we don't need 10 apiece. Just finish.
I could probably do 8. That's 40 pounds.
I knew immediately that our team was weak because Craig has just been struggling all along. At that point, it made more sense to just simply try to get as many bricks to the top as possible, try to put as much money in the pot as we could.
Let's move, guys.
True to their name, the selfish team takes a minimal amount of bricks with only the exemption in mind, while the selfless team takes a full load of bricks in hopes of adding a large sum of money to the pot.
They're already going, you guys.
Huh?
They're already going.
You stand at the bottom of that mountain and you look up and fear comes over you. You look at it as like, you're fighting Mike Tyson. You know you're gonna get your butt kicked.
Oh my God.
In my everyday life, the only place I hike is to Bloomingdale's. But of course, I didn't do it with 35 pounds on my back.
No, we can do it. No, we can do it. Hey guys, hold up.
Pretty quickly on, we started, and Nicole was like, I can't do this. I gotta stop. I just think it was a little suspicious.
Just concentrate on breathing.
Breathe in your nose.
I want to throw as much suspicion on myself as possible. The more suspicion on me, the less on the actual mall.
I didn't sign up for this.
No, come on. Concentrate on breathing, don't talk.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Craig, you get a pace, a slow pace, and we'll stay with you.
Way ahead of you.
What?
I'm way ahead of you.
Okay.
If Bobby was here, he would have struggled even more than I was, so I'm missing him even more now, because I feel like the weakest player.
Don't look up. Just stare at the friggin' ground, and when we're there, we're there.
Being in the Andes Mountains, the air is just ridiculously thin. After the first 100 yards, I felt my breath just coming out of me. It was definitely the most strenuous task that I've ever done.
Don't even look at that bench.
We just trudge on up, and we see John, and I'm thinking, exemption.
We have a little bit of a problem.
But no, that was not to be.
I forgot to tell you, the Spaniards also had the Incas carry scales to weigh their gold. Your team also needs to get one of these to the top. One scale weighs 10 pounds and the other 20. The good news is you're the first team up here, so you guys get to decide which scale you'd like to take. But you need to make your decision without picking up the scales.
Which looks lighter?
You don't know. This one looks smaller, but could be heavier.
Let's go fast. They're coming.
Oh, gosh.
I think Kristen just says, well, look, let's just take the small one and go, and we just move out.
Nice work, selfish team. You chose the lighter scale. Trailing 300 yards behind, the selfless team finally approaches the scales. All right, you guys, welcome. Good news, you made it to the halfway point. The bad news, you also have to carry this scale to the top of the mountain. Unfortunately, the other team left you with the heavier scale. Thing weighs at least 20 pounds.
The other team had chose the slim down, smaller version, and we were left at this big, clunky scale. You know, at this point, I'm saying, oh, this can't get any worse.
I got it. Oh, I got it.
Listen, one of us could carry the pants.
Oh my gosh, it's friggin' heavy.
Hey, Mark, he's dropping gold here. You sure you want to leave that?
I don't give a rat's. Let's just go.
Mark was the only one who had to leave bricks behind. I think there's been some suspicious acts by him.
I'm gonna thank Kristen for leaving this beast behind. I'm gonna look at her, I'm gonna say thank you.
Does anybody know if cow gives you energy? Because I'll eat it. You're doing great.
Come to Argentina, have a good time.
This wasn't in the brochure.
We really were being selfless. We're gonna get there together. Let's do it.
Mom, are we there yet?
Yeah. Don't make me turn this scale around.
The selfless team's continuous struggle up the hill has allowed the selfish team to gain a 450-yard lead.
I think they're gonna make us give up the bricks for an exemption, because we're selfish.
I'll give it up. We will. Team selfish. That's right.
We're all in this together. If somebody gets an exemption, good for them. We make it as a team either way, boys.
Yeah.
This is one of these things, if anybody's being selfish now, they're an asshat.
How much farther do you think we have?
I think around 2 more hills.
I bet it's around the bend. Nice.
My fingers on my left hand are going numb.
Take a break?
A couple of times I thought I was gonna fall over face first and not be able to get up.
Whoa. Keep going.
You all right?
You all right, Craig?
Take a break.
Take a break. Let's stop. Stop. You saw Craig's face just beat red. I don't think Craig's gonna make it. Craig, take your time, dude.
You all right?
With 15 minutes left on the clock, the selfish team is a quarter mile from the top, while the selfless team is still several hundred yards behind them.
We gotta hope we don't go over 50 minutes or this was all for nothing.
Nah, it's not for nothing. It's not
You know
for
what?
nothing.
Damn straight, Paul.
It's not
No,
for,
you know
Not
what?
for nothing.
Damn straight, you're right. I'll shut my mouth. You're absolutely right. One last push, boys.
I can't believe I did this.
Keep it coming, guys. You're almost here. That's teamwork right there, arm in arm.
Yeah, we're not that selfish.
Come on over here.
It was the most incredible feeling reaching the top of the summit, knowing we were there first. I was so excited.
Okay, you made it up here first. And that's a total of 23 bricks.
Good job, guys.
Good job.
Way to go.
Yes, sir. I'm very pleased with the 23 bricks. Part of the strategy was not overloading ourselves. There is an exemption in the mix. Had we brought more, maybe we wouldn't have crossed the finish line first.
Just hang tight. We're going to wait for the other team before discussing the exemption.
Take your time, take your time. You all right?
It was scary, but I was extremely motivated, and I really wanted to do it. For me, it's a battle against myself. There's a flat part coming up.
Beautiful thing. We're almost there, guys. We all had hope at that point that we could possibly do it, you know? Craig has an amazing heart, drive.
So as we're waiting on the second team to make it up, given the fact that we were the selfish group, what we're really thinking is what we'd have to give up in order to get our exemption. And if we had to give up all our money, we'd give it up in a heartbeat.
Craig, the finish line's right there, dude.
Yeah, there they are. Oh, they did pretty good.
These pansies probably only had like 3 bricks. Guarantee we got more gold than they do.
Paul looks so pale in his face.
All right, selfless team, you just made it in time. Nice work.
Craig, tell him, that was nothing.
I do that every Wednesday.
How many did you guys get?
34.
What? The only strategy I had in mind was to get up that hill very quickly, and other players might think it is suspicious.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
We're a team, dude. We brought them all up together.
We did it all together.
Okay, players, nice work.
That brings your total to 57 bricks.
Yes, sir.
That equals $14,250.
Kristen alone carried more than double of their whole team. So, I mean, they weren't thinking in terms of money. They were thinking in terms of the exemption.
Selfish team, you guys were the first team up here, so your team earns the exemption.
Can we go?
Wait a minute. Are you finished?
I know you're not.
No,
done
you're not
talking.
done.
Are you finished?
But
I know, exactly. That's why we didn't start clapping.
there's only one exemption.
Right now, you must unanimously decide which one of you gets the exemption. If you can't decide, no one gets the exemption, and you will forfeit all the money that both teams have earned.
Kristen. Kristen.
I vote Clay.
Clay's never gotten one, though.
That's the only reason. I'm not really selfish. Vote me for the win.
I feel like it's time for me to secure my spot in this game.
I had really wanted the exemption. I thought I deserved it. I could feel like he wasn't gonna back down. So now I was like, this guy could be the mole.
I don't want to be, again, lawyerly,
Don't be
but
lawyerly.
I have never gotten
I've
one.
gotten one, and you've gotten one.
I've never had an exemption, but I think Clay deserved it more than I did because I think he performed better. See, and this is where I'm not so selfish.
If we as a group want to give it to Clay, then we'll give it to him.
You get
What
me
do you
back
think,
on this
Kristen?
one?
Yes.
On another
Yes.
mission in some other
Yes.
way? Okay.
You have my word.
Okay.
right.
You have my word.
All right, Clay, you got it.
Clay knew I deserved it. He knew I led the whole way. I got steamrolled by a criminal defense attorney. He knows what he's doing. I was thinking, son of a bitch.
Exemption goes to Clay.
Thank you.
Kristen should get it, but Clay was bitching about it, and so he who bitched loudest gets the exemption. It's a selfish act.
Players, you've added $14,250 to the pot, bringing the grand total to $143,250.
My goal was to get as much up there as I could, and I accomplished my goal. But I was hoping that the tables would be turned and I would be able to get an exemption rather than them.
I'll see you guys tonight for dinner.
Once we get down to the bottom of the mountain, it seemed like Craig was pretty messed up. He had made a statement that he felt like he was blacking out.
The strenuous mission, combined with the high altitude, has caused Craig to suffer from hypothermia, and he's slipping in and out of consciousness.
Does not want to
How
quit.
did he do, Lena? How did he do?
He did as, good as you could expect. We stopped only a couple times.
I just kept getting colder and colder, and I couldn't breathe, and I was shivering uncontrollably. My lungs just spasmed and seized, and I was panicking.
We were worried about Craig. He's such a good guy, you don't want to see anything happen to him.
I want to know if Craig's okay.
Take tonight's quiz on abc.com. The players return to their cabins, concerned for Craig's welfare.
The mood in the van on the way back was somber. We were concerned about Craig's well-being because the ambulance rushed off way before we did.
Everyone was worried about Craig and how Craig was doing.
After being treated for altitude sickness and hypothermia, Craig is released on the condition that he stays warm and rests.
You good, man?
I was so worried about where they were taking you. I kind of didn't want to leave without you.
Yeah.
I just had trouble breathing. Like I could not get air in, so I asked for oxygen, and it just kept getting worse and worse. And then I just started shivering uncontrollably. At one point, like I was slipping in and out of consciousness.
Really?
And I was really scared, like I felt like I was dying. I really hope they don't think that I'm trying to make it look like I'm a mole by almost dying. That would be sad.
I wonder if Craig's okay.
Poor guy. He's such a trooper. I'm very proud of him. And he carried a lot of bricks.
If he turns out to be the mole, I'll be so pissed. I mean, I don't think he is, but that'd be a good MO, like trying to do well at all the missions.
If there is any coalitions, if you do form any coalitions, it's like good, maybe to like the final 5, and in the final 5, you're out for yourself.
Right. That's pretty much what everybody's doing. At this point, I'm just nodding my head and you know, just sticking with you, the mole.
How do I know you're not the mole?
I didn't get the memo on that. Victoria still could be the mole in my mind. She just gets her game face on, and again, she's you know, more intelligent than I initially thought.
I don't know, man. If you turn out to be the mole, I would be so surprised. I'd be like, are you serious? What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
While some players strategize by studying each other, Mark's strategy is to focus on the information in his journal.
I've been using my journal to succeed in the game, not to be obsessive, but if something catches my eye, I'm writing it down. At this point, I'm using my past quiz answers matched up with the people who are remaining as to whether or not I think at this point they could be the mole.
Craig is not at dinner because the doctor's caring for him. They were concerned about a relapse.
Well, good evening, players. How's everybody feeling?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Yeah, good.
Well, before we get to the food, we have a little business to tend to. I want to ask you guys, how vital are these journals?
For me, it's your memory when your memory leaves you.
I actually disagree. I mean, I haven't been trying to rely on this because I know that could be my downfall. Hey, you could take this away from me tomorrow, and then what do I have? I only have what's in my mind.
And he's confident, I'm not.
How about you, Clay?
Well, really important for the quizzes.
Oh, we need them. You're not planning to take them away from us, are you?
Guess you guys aren't going to be too shocked. I'd like you right now to pass those down to me. Let me have those.
Wow.
I'm going to step off for a minute. You guys go ahead and enjoy your meals,
Okay.
and I'll be back in a few.
All right. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
I find it very rude that John left us.
I'm so anxious. I'm like,
Which
what's
is
gonna
weird for
happen?
me.
What's going on?
Right.
I'm freaking out. I don't know how I'm gonna pass that quiz.
What are they gonna do with my journal? Are they gonna hide it? Are they gonna bury it?
Because I'm going crazy. I'm so sick of this.
So where's John?
He's messing with our journals. Hey, loosen up the legs on his chair. Who? John, so that when he sits down, he falls over.
Yeah. I'm going to let you guys hand these down and get them to the correct players corresponding. I told you I was bringing them back. Come on now, you have a little faith.
Big sigh of relief. Oh man, yes, we got our journals back. You know, because everyone thought we were gonna have to run the streets of Argentina looking for our journals.
There's an exemption in mine. I'm just kidding. Oh.
You guys were kind of busy with these journals, and you've had some quality time to get up close and personal with everybody. I decided I'd write down a few of my favorite comments right here on these cards. That's right. After reading your journals, I thought this would be the perfect evening to start a mission called Who Said That? I want to remind you the pot grand total is at $143,250.
You're here.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to round that up. Let's just bump it up to $144,000. With every question you get correct, if you guess who said it, I'll add $2,000 to the pot.
Okay.
Here's how this mission is going to work. One at a time, I will read off the comments on these cards. It's up to all of you to guess which particular player said or wrote that in their journal.
Wow.
And you're not allowed to cheat by signaling to each other.
I just want to apologize right now.
Players, are you ready to start your mission? First question, Victoria. Who said that at dinner, Victoria drank a lot?
What? So I'm like, great, my parents are gonna think I'm an alcoholic. There was one particular dinner where I slammed down Pisco sours one time. I did, I had like 4. I don't know. This is really tough. I don't know, I'm gonna have to go with Mark.
You're correct.
We did that evening.
Simply being observant.
I thought back to that night. And so it was a process of elimination. So I was like, it was Mark. And I was correct.
Clay, who said this about you?
Game over.
Very quiet, cool guy. I like his vibe.
Kristen.
You are correct.
You know, I had studied her enough in this game to know her language, how she speaks, and the word vibe was a giveaway.
Well done, Clay. Paul, who said that they are hoping that this time it will work out right?
That throws me for a friggin' loop. I'm gonna go with Nicole.
I don't write that much.
You're incorrect.
Yeah, I figured that.
Next.
Wait,
Do we get to know?
And I'm telling you who said that.
You're mean in Argentina.
That seems to be the going consensus here. Kristen, who said that mission 1 was, quote, the stupidest thing anyone ever did for money? Of course, they're referring to going over the falls.
Stupidest thing
Let it go,
anyone
Paul.
ever did for money. I'm going with Nicole.
Nicole is correct.
Oh! Way to go. Way to go.
Right on.
Moving along. Alex, who said that you are taking control? Find that amusing.
Yeah, actually I do.
Mark? Incorrect. Mark, who said this is too easy and they misspelled the word two? They wrote T-O instead of T-O-O.
Paul.
You are correct.
We had an O, not two. No spell check on these journals.
Nicole, who wrote, Nicole is here for fame?
No clue.
Please ask you to take a guess.
Nicole acted like she just didn't want to play at all. I find everything that Nicole does suspicious. She was so over the top.
I don't know, Paul.
Incorrect. But since this is the last one, I will give whoever said that a chance to fess up right now, and I will put that $2,000 in the pot.
Do it.
That was me.
You know that's gonna be my second guess.
That was early on.
Doesn't matter.
We got $2,000.
$2,000.
Through that, you were able to get 5 out of 7 correct, but on one of them, Kristen, yes, Nicole over there was blinking a little bit and coughing up a little bit, and I think that was a little hint to your fellow players, so I'm gonna have to discount that one.
Wow.
I don't know why Nicole was blinking and coughing and hand waving. In one respect, she does that kind of, showboating all the time. I think Nicole could definitely be the mole.
Another mark on her record, basically, for me. Because it's just like she just loves to just take away money from this team. She loves to sabotage this game.
I hope you all had a good time, and I know you're definitely in the mood for a little dessert, am I correct?
Please.
That is correct.
Please. Let's bring the dessert on, please. And Mark, you wanted creme brulee, correct?
That's the only thing on the
Creme brulee, it will be. Bon appetit. Please dig in and enjoy. After you finish dessert, we're going for a little drive.
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, John.
I am pissed off. I don't want to go for a drive. I don't know what's going to happen. It's dark, it's cold, and I'm mad.
John leads us out in the middle of nowhere in Argentina.
And I thought, oh, river rafting at night in my long coat and 3-inch heels? Fabulous!
Well, players, taking risks is a huge part of this game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I'd like to take a little gut check, see just how daring you guys truly are. So right here, right now, I want to know who's willing to sacrifice their journal. It can only take one of you guys. You decide amongst yourselves.
Oh.
I don't need my journal.
I don't need mine either.
You guys all have personal stuff. That's a fair way to do it.
Exemption. I've had an exemption.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because this is probably an exemption.
Probably an exemption.
You don't know that.
I was not willing to sacrifice my journal. I think it is very, very important.
You figure, well, maybe the person who sacrifices their journal is going to get an exemption for sacrificing their journal. I think that's what was kind of going through some people's heads. My journal wasn't worth an exemption.
I'd figure out. Is that not an easy way to just to settle this? 1, 2, 3. That's you. Go.
Please step forward and hand me your journal. Thank you very
Easy way to
much.
do it.
Number 12. The point of all this is, for every decision, there's a consequence. Sometimes that consequence is good. Sometimes that consequence is bad. Will you, Alex, please do me a favor and gather up the remainder journals from your fellow players. Please take them and place them on that table right down there.
John, can I go get mine?
You may not.
Wow. Once the fire was lit and you start watching, you know, those flames, you're like, wow, those journals, yeah, they're gone. Like, we're not gonna see those again. At that point, we've just evened the playing field.
I mean, it's just mean.
With the flames, so does Mark go up in flames. I think he was pretty upset that his journal was being destroyed at that point.
Give us one thing to write in. Give us one thing to write in.
Mark was visibly upset after his journal was burned up right in front of his face. He was visibly shaken.
At this point, you see all the smoke, there's nothing we can do about this.
You know, it kind of been like a running joke with everyone. You know, Mark is so obsessive. He has everyone's underwear color down. You know, it's what was keeping him going.
This game is about taking risks, and because Alex ended up being the one taking the risk, it ultimately saved this one journal. Alex, you have that one?
He's pretty much walked off to himself. A couple of us try to console him, like, hey, you know, it's gonna be okay. You know, it's just a game.
Is Mark in there?
No, he's gone. He's MIA.
I wanted to just, you know, give him a little pat on the shoulder, let him know everything's all right, and he's not there. I mean, he totally just disappeared.
Well, I'm not gonna leave him in the friggin' middle of the woods.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know, he's hiding. He doesn't want us to come find him.
we also can't sit here all night. Yo, Mark! Where the hell did he go?
Is Mark in there?
No, he's gone. He's MIA.
Where the hell did he go? Hey, Mark.
With Mark, he was really upset. He spent so much time taking notes on the game. This was his strategy on winning the game. I really felt bad.
It's friggin' sadistic.
Might as well send me home. And who's that doing any good? You know what I mean? Remember what we're here for.
And although Mark and I are in a coalition, if Mark were unraveling to my detriment, I would, without question, unequivocally stop the coalition.
Oh, we got a long ride. The ride back to the hotel was a somber experience. I mean, you know, Mark was devastated that his journal was taken away from him and burned.
I wasn't relying on my book from the beginning, so
No, same here. That's the whole point. It's like I'm doing exactly that.
If you rely on that book, you're done. So maybe this makes people not rely on the book.
Now you can play the game the way I play the game. It definitely changes the whole aspect of the game with every player.
I was in the van with Mark, and he was very, very reclusive, and that's the way he's gonna be the rest of the time. I hope he doesn't decide to go home, though.
But I think he'll be fine. He's a strong individual. And he's here for his family, and, you know, he'll be fine. I'm, like, obsessed with exemptions now.
Me too.
Because I want one. I've never had one. After tomorrow, there'll be 7. I could go home tomorrow. I don't want to go home yet, but if I do, I'll be mad. But, you know, I can only be mad at myself.
The players head to dinner apprehensive about taking the quiz without the one tool they've come to rely upon, their journals.
How's everybody enjoying the Argentina freeze? Craig, happy to have you back, my man.
Thanks, good to be back.
What was the rest of your night like?
Well, I was really worried about these guys because I was told they were just going to dinner and it was taking way too long, and so I felt like I was missing out and not contributing. But